Just ahead on CTV News.
A county high school teacher faces some disturbing allegations. I'm Katara Jones. I'll tell you who he is and the charges he faces coming up on CTV News.
PGCPS's new interim superintendent delivers his first public remarks in his new role. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll give you those details coming up on CTV News.
Officials are saying the issue of squatters has become an epidemic in Maryland, but government leaders are fighting back. More on that coming up on CTV News.
Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for June 27th. I'm Marquette Shepard.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us.
Shocking allegations about a teacher has rocked the Prince George's County school system. A 35-year-old educator who has now been suspended from his post faces charges related to sexual abuse of a minor.
CTV's Katara Jones is outside of Parkdale High School with the latest information.
That's right. I'm outside of Parkdale High School where an educator faces an 18-count indictment. And Barrett Johnson, a social studies teacher, has been indicted on multiple charges of sex abuse and rape of a minor. State's Attorney Tara Jackson says the multiple sexual encounters happened between January and April of this year. Court documents reveal that the victim was a female student at the school and that during some of the multiple sexual encounters, the child was allegedly under the supervision of Johnson. State's Attorney Jackson put out a statement saying, in part, teachers are trusted professionals who have a responsibility to care, educate, and develop our children. And violating that trust in such an egregious manner is a betrayal of our community's safety and values. Reports indicate that Johnson was hired by the county school district in October of 2023. Johnson has now been suspended from Parkdale High School. Katara Jones, CTV News.
The Prince George's County school system put out a statement saying, quote, PGCPS is taking this matter seriously and fully supporting law enforcement in their ongoing investigation.
Stay tuned to CTV News as we continue to follow this developing story.
Well, PGCPS's new interim superintendent addressed the public for the first time in his new role. Dr. Sean Joseph presented his 100-day plan for the county, broken up into 3 phases.
Dr. Joseph was joined by County Executive Aisha Braveboy, County Council Vice Chair Crystal Oriata, and members of the PGCPS board, delivering their vision for the future of the county school system.
And so we've had the conversations about the potential, but now we're going to have the conversations about the actions. And I'm excited to hear about the 100-day plan, and I'm excited to be a partner.
We've got the opportunity to help children fulfill their wildest dreams. And as the adults who facilitate that process, we need to come to it with both humility and recognize the honor, that we have. This plan is grounded in 5 key areas.
Strengthening governance, advancing student achievement, investing in human capital, supporting wellness and safety, and ensuring operational excellence.
This just isn't a time for distractions or disunity. We must be focused, we must execute, and we must move as one district, not fragmented, but aligned in purpose.
Stay with CTV News as we will have more updates on the interim superintendent's 100-day plan. And 2 elected leaders in Prince George's County are pushing for a new bill that will modernize House records to fight the issue of squatters.
That's right. CTV's Benji Kaufman has more on the issue and what local authorities are doing to push back.
Parties, drugs, and occupying homes in Prince George's County are just some of the actions squatters are committing with properties that do not belong to them.
This doesn't affect just Prince George's County.
Squatter complaints have surged in the last 3 years, according to Sheriff John Carr, and homeowners in Maryland are losing money and their properties because of online scams and fake posts, which creates difficult situations for law enforcement.
When it comes time for us to do an eviction or we come to the home, unfortunately, we're moving somebody out of the home that's actually been paying someone who doesn't own that property.
While squatters use technology and social media to target Maryland residents, officials say the key to stopping them is a different kind of technology, the digitizing of house records and the implementation of more secure tracking systems.
Technology is definitely our friend, and technology would speed that up and allow us as law enforcement to be able to make the determination on who's the rightful owner of that property.
These practices come from Democratic Senator Ron Watson of Prince George's County's new bill to speed up the court processes of removing squatters and keeping property owners safe.
We're really starting to look at what can we do to protect our homeowners, protect our citizens and those individuals in the community to make sure that they're safe and they don't have to worry about illegal activity coming into their neighborhoods.
From Upper Marlboro, Benji Kaufman, CTV News.
Now, the initiative would aim to increase transparency, cut down on fraud, and resolve squatter disputes more effectively. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is siding with parents in Maryland who didn't want their kids exposed to LGBTQ-themed books in elementary school. In a 6-3 ruling today, the court said that the school board violated the parents' First Amendment rights by not letting them opt out. Justice Samuel Alito wrote that denying that choice puts an unfair burden on their religious freedom. Attorney General Anthony Brown is speaking out in a statement saying in part, quote, "We are profoundly disappointed by the court's decision. These materials help teachers create classrooms where all students can thrive and feel safe, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation."
The Trump administration acknowledges that there are deportation plans for Kilmar Abrego Garcia after he is released from federal custody. However, those plans are not immediate. According to reports, these plans were revealed during an emergency court hearing yesterday. Lawyers for Garcia want to bring him back to Maryland from the federal prison he's currently at in Tennessee. The attorney for the Department of Justice says after his release that Garcia will be taken into ICE custody and, quote, removal proceedings will be initiated. However, the lawyer went on to say that there are no imminent plans to remove him to a third country.
As Maryland is gearing up for a statewide hiring freeze, analysts are slamming the state for its failure to give warning signs of the severe budget crisis until now. Former Governor Larry Hogan left behind a $5 billion budget surplus when he left office 3 years ago. Hogan cautioned against reckless spending, and Senator J.B. Jennings of Baltimore County said there were indicators the state should have followed to cut back on spending. Instead, Jennings said those signs were ignored, and officials are calling Maryland's budget gap its largest in 20 years.
While prepping for the 2026 election season, Governor Moore adds a shocking new addition to his campaign team. The governor has hired Ron Owens to run his re-election campaign. Owens recently worked as the political operative and a state house aide for Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Many Democrats expected Ned Miller, who ran Moore's 2022 campaign, to head this election. But Miller is currently running the Atlanta mayor's 2026 campaign for governor. And earlier this week, Senator Angela Alsobrooks interrogated Dr. Susan Monarez, Donald Trump's nominee for Director of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Alsobrooks asked Monarez if she believes fluoride is safe and effective when used properly. Here is the back and forth between them.
Is an important component to oral health, and there are various aspects of using fluoride to improve oral health. A direct application can be very valuable.
So let me just say this. So I'm so glad to hear that, because the Secretary has directed the CDC to stop recommending fluoridation in communities. I'm very concerned about this. I know you are one of my constituents. I'm very happy about that. And your community has fluoridation. And so I just want to ask you a last question. Do you believe that the water in Potomac, Maryland, for example, is safe for families? They have fluoridation there. Is it safe for families, the water in Potomac, Maryland?
I believe the water in Potomac, Maryland is safe.
Meanwhile, the demolition process for the remaining structures for Baltimore's collapsed Key Bridge is set to begin on July 7th. According to the Maryland Transportation Authority, The efforts at the Patapsco River will take several months. Boats out in the water are urged to avoid the collapse site, and construction crews will work from 7 a.m. through 7 p.m. Now, once the process is complete, the rebuild will start and is expected to be completed by 2028. You're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Marquette Shepard. Still to come, storms tore through the state last night, causing major damage.
After the break, we'll tell you what areas were hit the most and what causes powerful storms to erupt. We'll be right back.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
I just knew that I wasn't the high-performing person I used to be. Pieces of my past are being erased. I was lucky we caught this at the very earliest stages. I hope that my story can give other people hope. There is life to be lived. Increasingly, there will be treatments. We need to invest even more in research and finding treatments and cures. If your loved one or you yourself are sitting there thinking, something is wrong, I'm not who I used to be, you can get some answers and you can get them for free.
Yesterday, ATU Local 689, a local union that represents thousands of workers employed by WMATA, hit the streets rallying in front of Metro headquarters against WMATA's plan to have fully automated trains and unmanned stations at all lines. Metro says the move will reduce end-to-end travel times by about 3 minutes on all 3 lines. The yellow and green lines will also see decreased travel times of 1 to 2 minutes. And we spoke with union members about the move and what's next.
Hopefully we can bring attention to the riding public to let them know how dangerous it is to be inside of a system that is understaffed. Just to bring awareness, and hopefully we could get the general manager and the WMATA board to put pressure on him to come to the table and bargain in good faith.
Now, the union has filed a federal lawsuit against Metro seeking relief and to stop WMATA from moving forward with that plan. We reached out to Metro for comment and have not heard back yet.
And starting this Sunday, the DMV region will experience big changes with the launch of Metro's Better Bus Network. Nearly 530 bus stops in the area have been removed and all routes have been renamed. A C for Crosstown, D.C., P for Prince George's County, and an A for Arlington, Alexandria. Also on Sunday, Prince George's County's The Bus will launch a new network with routes transitioning between Metro and the bus. For more information on navigating new routes, contact Metro's service number on your screen.
Well, last night, much of the state was under a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. Scattered thunderstorms and rain pushed into the state, bringing some Marylanders relief after days of sweltering temperatures. Over in Montgomery County, trees toppled houses in the Greenwood Knolls neighborhood of Silver Spring. The heat dome, that's the blame for this week's excessive temperatures, is now shrinking and weakening, which makes it easier for thunderstorms to erupt. And Bowie police need your help finding a missing elderly man. On your screen is 81-year-old Rodney Capers, who suffers from dementia. He and his family were traveling from South Carolina and staying at the Hampton Inn Hotel in Bowie. Capers walked away from the hotel around 1 a.m. As of now, we know that he doesn't have his phone or wallet, and he was last wearing a white T-shirt and black shorts. But if you have seen him or know any information about his whereabouts, please contact Bowie Police at 202-544-5700.
Target has been experiencing billions of dollars in lost revenue due to its DEI rollbacks. The lost revenue comes in direct correlation to a mass boycott, which Pastor Jamal Bryant claimed was the most successful boycott by African Americans since the civil rights era. We spoke to Pastor Bryant about what the next steps of action are for the African American community.
After that is a Dollar General. And we are really moving forward to make sure that we have dignity wherever we spend our dollars. And so I have no idea where it's going to go, but I'm hoping we won't have to do it, that corporations will come to the epiphany that black people are not just a commodity, but we are a consumer and we're a partner.
In other news, a grand opening at Largo apartment complex lured the visit from the county executive and the district's county councilwoman. Opal Largo Station is a luxury apartment complex equipped with EV charging stations, access to public transportation, and it's also a walkable community. Here's what the county executive said about what housing developments like these will mean to the community.
They deserve it. They deserve quality places to live at different price points in areas of our county where sometimes they don't think that they're going to be able to, get the options that they want. To have an option like this, especially for our young professionals, is amazing. This is the kind of high quality housing that shows how great our community is and how strong our housing portfolio can be.
The complex will also feature a 24-hour fitness center, a game room, a pet spa, and more. Well, still to come on CTV News, the circus is in town.
That's right. After the break, we speak to performers from the Universe Soul Circus on what makes their show so unique. Stay with us.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions. Telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. One county student receives an award for their contribution to school safety. Congratulations to Tori Tate for being honored as the county's 2024-2025 Outstanding School Safety Patroller of the Year. Tate is a fifth grader at Longfields Elementary School. She was nominated by her school safety patrol advisor, principal, teachers, and peers. School faculty share that Tori's natural leadership qualities are what made her a top candidate for this honor.
Well, the best sommeliers just may be in Prince George's County. Wine Spectator magazine recently recognized 4 local restaurants for superior wine programs. This year's awards recognizes more than 3,800 dining destinations from all 50 states in the U.S. plus 80 countries abroad. At the National Harbor, both Fogo de Chão and the Voltoggio Brothers Steakhouse impressed the magazine with its wine selections. Other honorees in Prince George's County included Jailbreak Brewing and Food Works in Laurel, which has 255 beer and wine selections. Also in Laurel, Facci Ristorante received recognition for its wine list that tops 350 varieties.
Well, the weekend is finally here, and if you're a foodie, you'll want to listen to this. Virginia-based food truck Flavor Hive is in Prince George's County for a pop-up. From chips to green sauce, they will make your bowl just the way you like it.
I've been geeking about this. I've been talking about this at work for like 2 days.
Do you want to try the green sauce? I know it's like spicy.
Yeah, I love spicy, so I think I'll try some of that.
Flavor Hive food truck is popping up in Prince George's County this weekend. The Virginia-based business has gained thousands of followers on social media and loyal customers throughout the DMV.
You got a blue bucket.
I've been waiting and seeing it on social media for a long time now. It look good, and everybody say it's good, so I just want to try it.
With a line down the parking lot, Flavor Hive even brought out new customers excited to try the latest phenomenon. How long have you been standing here?
That's good bread. I ain't gonna
Like 15 minutes. Because this line was like this at like 10:30 when we pulled up, so.
It's always been like this. We have a very high quality food. Everybody enjoyed the bites, whatever they come.
It's not just any food truck. There's a distinct difference in their approach. First, bring your own bag of chips.
Doritos, yeah.
Then, tell them what you want and enjoy.
People like Doritos and Churritos and whatever the flavor it might be, and we fill it up with our protein.
And one of the owners let us in on a little secret.
Right now we open 3 locations in Virginia, but that's our next stop. We have, as you see the line, everybody loves our food here, so I guess my next mile is soon to have a store in the neighborhood here.
Tomorrow, Flavor Hive will be in Marlow Heights at 5325 Beach Road from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And if you love music, dancing, and a funky good time for the whole family, listen up. The Universe Soul Circus has arrived at National Harbor. The show is known for its engaging and interactive experience where audience members of all ages become part of the show. Coming through with their clowns, Caribbean Carnival performers, and Havana Nights roller skaters, the Universe Soul Circus is one everyone has to check off their bucket list and see. CTV recently caught up with some of the performers to see what makes the show so unique.
So this year we had to take it up a notch, man, and really just get some amazing talent. I mean, we always have amazing talent, but again, like these people, y'all don't want to miss them. Okay, these shows, y'all don't want to miss them. The talent is phenomenal. Please come out and see this show.
You know, families come up and say, hey, my mom and my dad brought me when I was a big kid, and now I'm bringing my little one to the circus. And so those stories really hit home. Those are the people who you really want to make year 31 turn into 32. And our owner, Cedric Walker, is going to make sure that this family tradition sticks around for a very long time.
And no animals are used in this circus. For more information or to get tickets, visit universalcircus.com/DMV.
Well, can you believe it? We're actually now just 1 week away from the 4th of July holiday.
I can't believe it, but that means multiple fireworks celebrations are happening in the county. The town of Bladensburg will kick off their 6th annual fireworks celebration on July 2nd. Next, the Chesapeake Bay Sox will have their fireworks display after their game on July 4th.
Also, Laurel is bringing back their Independence Day celebration on July 5th. And lastly, Six Flags America will host their last Coca-Cola July 4th Fest with 3 nights of fireworks from the 4th through the 6th. All right, don't go anywhere. Simon Buggs is here with our Friday sports page.
That's right. What's going on in sports, Simon?
Hey, sports fans, I've got a great story lined up for you today because I got the chance to interview Maryland native Ivan Kwoneng about his soccer journey. Don't go anywhere.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. That you can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
All right, everybody, it's time for your Friday Sports page. And today, CTV Sports shines a light on a local soccer star.
My family and I migrated to the U.S. when I was 11, 12, if I'm not mistaken. But my dad came before us. He came 3 years before us. Then he managed to bring us over with him.
Ivan Kuoneng is a 22-year-old Cameroonian soccer player who is one of the latest athletes from Prince George's County trying to make a name for himself. The Upper Marlboro native grew up around the sport and credited his father for his love of the game.
Soccer is like in the blood. My father played professionally back home. So growing up, we just looking up to the father. When I was first born, I remember he went to a FIFA event, a FIFA World Cup, beach World Cup. So he's playing on the sand. And my first ball was a big beach ball, like a soccer ball, but like play ball on the beach. So everything started with the father, so big shout out to him.
The Duval High School graduate played for multiple soccer clubs growing up, one of them being Tacoma Park Friends United. And he touched on the coach that saw his potential and what his experience was like suiting up for the team.
First big shout out to Coach Oscar Guerrero, because if it wasn't for him, I would not be playing soccer right now in the U.S. He really took me like one of his kids, because the way we met was during an indoor tournament. My dad was playing with the older guys, and I was just there, just kicking at halftime. And he said, hey, I like this kid. From there, connected with him, and he helped me get in the system. So big shout out to him and his family. It was really good playing with people with different culture. I didn't know how to speak English. I was fresh off Cameroon, no English, so people were speaking Spanish, which is a bit different too. So I had to get used to that.
And once he did, he had major success, winning a National League title with the team, as well as a Dallas Cup championship with the future Monarch Soccer Club also. But with the success that he had, it didn't come without challenges.
Tough moments, because with Tacoma, that's where I was at the longest. That's where I was at the whole youth. We always worked hard to win these type of trophies, you know. We went ahead and played in North Carolina, Florida multiple years, and it's our third year playing those tournaments that we won the whole thing. So it was really challenging. It was about patience and, you know, consistency. Dallas Cup was a different level, you know. Dallas Cup was like one of the biggest tournaments in the U.S. when it comes to soccer. And then it happened during COVID, so it was even more challenging. We couldn't do certain things. We went out there with 12, 14 players. We played under the heat with 11 players most of the time. So it was a tough one. But us football, soccer players, we must adapt to certain situation and just try to like get the best out of it.
Stay tuned for part 2 of my interview with Ivan on Monday, where he'll talk about his time playing in college and overseas. And that wraps up your Friday Sports page. Have a good weekend, y'all. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Simon. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, if you're hitting the town, expect showers and thunderstorms before 2 a.m. Tomorrow, we have a chance of showers between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. It'll be 92 degrees. Sunday will be 91 degrees. Showers are expected after 2 p.m. And Monday, more rain is on the way. We'll have a high of 91 and a low of 74 to kick off the work week.
And for our community calendar, tomorrow morning, the city of Bowie is hosting a free rabies and microchip clinic at City Hall. Microchips are a good fail-safe to have in case a collar or a tag falls off, as they can be scanned at veterinary practices, shelters, and by local animal control officers. All dogs must be on leashes, and all cats must be in carriers with one adult handler per animal. The clinic takes place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For any questions about the service event, contact Animal Control at 301-809-3002.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for CTV News. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you again Monday. Good night.